You are listening to Newvision Oldways, the podcast that explores timeless wisdom for the modern mind in a fun, relaxed, and most important, interactive way with you, the listener. I am your host, Tony Marinaccio, and let's get the episode started. Welcome back to another great episode of Newvision Oldways. Today we will dive deep into the transformative power of mindfulness. Whether you are a seasoned practitioner or just dipping your toes into the waters of mindfulness, this episode is for you. So let's get started. I will start by admitting something. I am certainly someone that enjoys learning new things. I have never been one to rest on my laurels, as they say, but the idea of mindfulness has taken some time for me to buy into why this is an important concept and to get past the idea that it's too simplistic to make a large impact on one's life. I have a strong moral code that I live by, so I believe that all of us should be mindful of not just ourselves, but others. But lo and behold, mindfulness is more than I bargained for. And as I have dug deeper into the concept, I've discovered that, in especially our modern times, this practice is now more important than ever. But why is it so important? Well, as we all know, there are so many disturbing trends in modern times. Suicide rates, especially among our youth, have increased dramatically, especially since the beginning of the century. Depression, negative self-talk, inability to focus, anger issues, and so much more can be attributed to our shifting moral compass, the breakdown of the nuclear family, and the lack of solid role models for the youth to learn from. And of course, the overwhelming social media content that can, if the person is not strong-minded, leave one skewed on what to believe is right for them. Mindfulness, if practiced consistently, can help with all of those difficult issues, and if taken seriously, can change the brain wiring so we can live a happier, more content life that we can be proud of, not in fear of. So what is mindfulness really? Let's start with a foundational understanding. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment, fully engaged with whatever is happening, without judgment. It's about observing thoughts, emotions, and sensations as they arise without getting caught up in them. These are not new ideas and concepts. Mindfulness has its origins in Buddhist teachings. And you can be sure we will be doing an episode on Buddhism. But for now, I just want to let you know or get an idea of how far back these concepts go. The Siddhartha Gautama, later known as Buddha, lived in ancient India around the 6th century BCE. And after attaining enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, which, by the way, is supposed to be still alive, the Buddha began teaching his insights into the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. Mindfulness, known as sati in Pali, an ancient Indian language, is a central concept in Buddhist philosophy and practice. It is one of the fundamental aspects of the Noble Eightfold Path, the path to enlightenment taught by the Buddha. And we delve into all of that in a future episode. Mindfulness has experienced a resurgence in the 20th and 21st centuries, especially in the West, where it has been secularized, having the religious aspects all but removed and integrated into various therapeutic approaches, such as mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR, and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT. Jean Kabat-Zinn, a pioneer in the field, played a significant role in bringing mindfulness into mainstream healthcare with the development of MBSR in the 1970s. So now we have at least a baseline of why we are even discussing mindfulness and how it may help. But what are the key concepts of this simple yet complex way of being and thinking? As I mentioned earlier, mindfulness is, at its core, the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. So without judgment, what does that really mean? This aspect involves observing your experiences without labeling them as good or bad, right or wrong. It means accepting your thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they are without trying to change or suppress them. Instead of reacting automatically to your experiences, you cultivate an attitude of curiosity, openness, and kindness toward yourself and your experiences. Example, suppose you are meditating and notice that your mind keeps wandering. Instead of criticizing yourself for being distracted or feeling frustrated that you can't concentrate, you acknowledge the wandering thoughts with gentleness and without judgment. You simply observe them as passing mental events without getting caught up in them or trying to force them to go away. Using myself as an example, I am incredibly tough on myself, and I can easily beat myself up over things that in the end may not have been that bad, but I do not like to fail. So for me, being mindful of that and catching myself when I'm doing it is vital for me to stay positive and focus on solutions or what is next, as opposed to overthinking an issue that can cause depression and anxiety. As I mentioned earlier, mindfulness, if practiced consistently, can help rewire the brain. How is this possible? Well, that's where neuroplasticity comes in. It's a concept in neuroscience that refers to the brain's amazing ability to change and adapt throughout our lives. Imagine your brain as a big, complex puzzle made up of tiny pieces called neurons. These neurons communicate with each other through connections called synapses. Now, here's where neuroplasticity comes in. Whenever you learn something new, practice a skill, or experience something, your brain can actually change its structure and function. It's like the puzzle pieces in your brain are shifting and rearranging themselves to accommodate this new information or experience. This ability of the brain to reorganize itself is what we call neuroplasticity. For example, when you practice playing an instrument, certain areas of your brain that control movement and coordination become more active and develop stronger connections. As a result, you get better at playing the instrument over time because your brain has adapted to this new skill. Similarly, if you're studying for a test, every time you review the material, your brain strengthens the connections related to that information, making it easier for you to remember and recall it later. Neuroplasticity isn't just limited to learning new things. It also plays a role in recovery from injuries or adapting to changes in our environment. For instance, if someone has a stroke and loses some ability to move their arms, their brain can sometimes rewire itself to compensate for the damage, allowing them to regain some or all of that movement through rehabilitation exercises. So neuroplasticity is like your brain's superpower that allows it to constantly grow, adapt, and change based on your experiences, learning, and even recovery from injury. It's what makes learning new things possible and enables us to adapt to the world around us throughout our lives. So consider mindfulness as a technique to essentially rewire the brain through various practices. Remember, mindfulness is the concept of being present in the moment, and here are some basic things to start with. Some of these may sound oversimplistic, but bear with me. It'll make more sense as I go along. Easy way to start. Let's look at your morning ritual. Think about it. The way you start your day is vital to your daily attitude and positive outlook. So start with waking up and feeling the warmth of your bed, the sensation of your breath, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Set an intention for the day ahead, a positive goal that you could focus on. Then transform not only breakfast, but any meals into a mindful experience. Pay attention to the colors, textures, and flavors of your food, savoring each bite. Notice how your body responds to the nourishment. Nature walks. Take a stroll in nature, of course, where possible, even in cityscapes. Immerse yourself in the present moment. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Listen to the rustle of the leaves and feel the sunlight. I was recently on a trip to Palm Springs, California, where we took a nature walk through the Indian Canyons, and it was a walk that had so many things to take in, admire, and occasional high winds sweeping through that we had to shield ourselves from. But the different trees, the streams, the amazing temperature, the sunlight bursting through along the shaded areas that are just as captivating as can be. I made a strong effort to just enjoy, immerse in the experience, and come away with an even greater appreciation for nature. And then, getting a bit more complex, meditation. There are many meditation exercises one can try, but a few that are popular with mindfulness can be as easy as simple breathing exercises. Practice mindful breathing to anchor yourself in the present. Close your eyes and focus on the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body. Notice how each inhale brings fresh energy and each exhale releases tension. There's also body scan meditation. Tune into your body by lying down in a comfortable position and systematically bring your awareness to each body part from head to toe. Notice any areas of tension and relax them without trying to change them. Make it fun to try different forms of meditation, but always remember, concentrate on being in the moment without judging whether you are doing it correctly. Be in the moment, relax your mind, and prepare yourself for a more positive and focused mindset. This will absolutely reprogram the mind, and you will begin to feel like you got this. You can tackle the day ahead, and in reality, just being able to tackle the day ahead can be a major mental victory. Once you have a more positive outlook, another popular mindfulness technique is gratitude journaling. I asked a friend about this because I know she keeps a gratitude journal, and this is what she said. Every night before going to bed, I write down the date and today I am grateful for, and I list specific things from each day that I am thankful for. And here's the key to what she said. The more I am truly grateful for, the more great things happen that I am thankful for. It makes me realize that no matter how small, I have so many things to be thankful for, and it puts me in a better place mentally. I've realized that negative thoughts bring negative things, and positive thoughts bring positive things. Letting go of the past and not worrying about the future because it hasn't gotten here yet. That's a great example of why gratitude journaling is so important. It may seem trivial to some, but in our completely chaotic world, it's easy to forget our blessings and know that we will figure it all out with a calm and more focused mind, including this along with meditation can definitely help focus us on what is truly important and find solutions to our problems that we may not have found if we succumb to the negative chatter and thoughts from ourselves and even the negativity from certain friends, from family, or worse yet, from that dreaded social media. Mindfulness needs to be practiced. We are many times overwhelmed with our lives, and we forget that if we take a few moments every day to digital detox and practice these techniques, we can, as I said before, rewire the brain and reduce our stress and anxiety. We can eliminate deep depressions and focus on how we can learn and improve ourselves so we can live a better, happier life that we all want. We can, through mindful communication, deepen our connections with people that are important to us by listening with full attention without interrupting or planning your response, fostering empathy and understanding. And by doing this, not only will you sense a stronger relationship, but you can also help those that are where you used to be. In essence, paying the wisdom forward and being a guiding light for others. So folks, there you have it. Mindfulness. What do you think? I'd love to find out, and I want to remind you all this is truly an open discussion, and I'd love to hear your take on this or whatever related ideas you have. So where can you find us? You can email us at newvisionoldways@gmail.com. You can find us on what was Twitter, now X, at Newvision Oldways, and on Facebook. Usually if you type in Newvision space Oldways podcast, you should easily find us. And again, as a reminder, these platforms are new to us. We are expanding them all the time, so we need your help to do that. And last but not least, if you could do me a huge favor and subscribe to us, like us, and write a review on whatever platform you found us on, especially if it's a good review, that would be so appreciated, and that will also help secure guests that we will be booking in the future. I can't wait to get your input, and I also can't wait until we get together for the next episode of Newvision Oldways. Until then, be safe, be cool to each other, and let's change the world. I wish you peace. See you next time.